This is your sports TV station in Lorain, WLCS TV 20.
Welcome to Division I Sectional Wrestling from Lorain High School. Rob Polinsky here with you, along with Bob Schlembaker, as we get set to bring you the second season. And the three-week journey to the state begins this weekend at Lorain with the Division I Sectional Wrestling. And we will bring you the first couple of rounds tonight as the Lorain wrestlers will try to advance to next week's district at Cleveland State University. Coming up next, Division I Sectional Wrestling from Lorain High School. This is Rob Polinsky for WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television. And the first match of the evening will be Caleb Kopp from Lorain, a sophomore at 11-11 against Zach Klima of Avon Lake. He's a sophomore at 29-11. This is 120 pounds, this first match. No scores. We are just underway in the first period. Kopp, the Lorain wrestler in the gray and blue, and in the maroon and gold singlet is the young man, Zach Klima from Avon Lake, and Klima gets a 2-point takedown. Takes a 2-0 lead 25 seconds into the first period. Kopp on the bottom, on his base, trying to stand up and get out of it, get a 1-point escape if he can, and there it is. Caleb Kopp with the 1-point escape. He trails 2-1. Now both wrestlers on their feet, 40 seconds into the first period, and quickly Klima gets that 2-point takedown, and he leads 4-1. Very warm in this gym tonight, and you wonder how that will have an effect on the wrestlers as the night wears on. It is extremely warm here. This is 120 pounds, a couple of sophomores. Klima trying to get the armor. There's a potentially dangerous situation, and they blow that one dead. And they'll bring the wrestlers back to the center of the mat. So 54 seconds to go in the first period. Klima, the wrestler from Avon Lake, out in front 4-1 at 120 pounds over Caleb Kopp, who has a record of 11-11 this year for Coach Mike Mose in his first year as head coach of the Lorain Titans. Rob Polinsky here with you. Bob Schlembaker doing all the hard work with the cameras, bringing you the pictures tonight. We appreciate his efforts. Kopp trying to get the 1-point escape, not quite there yet, sitting on the edge of the mat. We're winding down to 22 seconds to go in the first period, and a stalemate is called to bring him back to the center of the mat. This is 120 pounds. And they start wrestling. Kopp on bottom, Klima on top, out in front 4-1. Caleb trying to get out. Klima got the hands there. Under 10 seconds to go first period. Kopp working to his feet. Can he get the 1-point escape before the end of the period? I don't think so. He does not. So it's 4-1 after one period. Bob and I will keep an eye out because Xavier Edwards at 126 pounds will be wrestling very shortly. That's the fun thing about this tournament. You can go from no Lorain wrestlers to you could have all three matches going with Lorain wrestlers at once. You just never know. But Bob's here to keep me honest. He'll do his best. They work to start the second period. Klima gets a 2-point takedown, and he now leads 6-2. Kopp got the 1-point escape, but immediately Klima with his third takedown leads 6-2. And we have a stoppage here. And I believe we're going to get an injury timeout for Caleb Kopp as the official comes over to take a look at him. And now the Lorain coaching staff comes over as well. And we're going to have a medical time as looks like he's a little nosebleed there that they're going to have to work on. So we have this medical timeout here in the first match of the day. And let's just let you know that, are you employed by or retired from the Lorain City Schools? The answer to that is yes, and pay close attention to the following. Hey, wrestling fans, low interest rates got you pinned to the mat. Reverse that hold and counter the competition with a CD from the Lorain Schools Employees Credit Union. Escape with a higher APY and pin down the CD of your choice. Call LSECU at 282-4600. We make you a winner. They continue to work on Caleb Kopp. He trails 6-2 with 1:39 to go in the second period. As Bob Schlumbacher shows you, everybody working out. Looks like he's about ready. Tracy Menges, the trainer, working with him. And Kopp will take the bottom position. And let's see if that has any effect on either wrestler. The pause we had there in the action. Klima on top again. Kopp trying to work out of it as he has had to try to do all night long. Second period, Klima with a nice move, hanging on. Still leads 6-2. 1:20 to go for second period. First round of the sectionals. Of course, this weekend, sectionals. You've got the sectionals Friday, and then the championships are Saturday. The districts are next weekend at Cleveland State, and then the state tournament 2 weeks from tonight down in Columbus. For the wrestling postseason, a 3-week affair. .50 seconds to go, second period, 6-2, Kopp trailing, and we have a stoppage. As once again he is bleeding, and they will take a look at that nose. 3 mats in action all tonight, and for a lot of tomorrow. And on mat 2, we're going to have a Lorain wrestler, Bob, to let you know that we've got another Lorain wrestler getting set to go at 126 pounds on mat number 2. That is going to be Xavier Edwards, and he is going to be wrestling Seth Arout from Amherst. So while they work on Caleb, why don't we switch over to mat number 2 here, and we can get the beginning of this match. And they're going to start. We'll give you now the 126 pounds. Xavier Edwards, 16-2. He's a junior against Seth Orcutt out of Amherst, a senior at 12-16. And they go off to the side of the mat. We'll stay with mat 2. We'll stay with mat 2 right now. Xavier Edwards out in front 2-1 as they're just underway. Edwards at 126 pounds. They go off to the side of the mat with 1:33 to go in the first period. We'll stay with this, and if they get into the third period of the Kopp match, then we'll go back for the third period, Bob. Xavier Edwards right now tangled up with Orcutt in the center of the mat. 1:20 to go first period. Xavier Edwards up 2-1. Edwards, they are going to go out of bounds with 1:12 to go in the second period. And a 2-1 lead for Xavier Edwards. The junior has only been beaten twice this year at 126 pounds. Over on mat 3 as they end the second period, it is Klima, the wrestler from Avon Lake, out in front of Kopp 8-3. Once they start the third period, Bob will head back over there. But until then, let's wait. We've got 50 seconds to go in the first period on mat 2. Xavier Edwards out in front. He leads 4-2. And let's go ahead, Bob, now and switch back over here to mat number 3 for the third period. Okay, we'll give you the third period of Klima versus Kopp. It's 8-3, Klima out in front. 1:50 to go in the third period. Round 1, there's a 2-point reversal, and now it's a 10-3 lead for Klima. Klima out in front 10-3 over Caleb Kopp. Got him by the leg, trying to get Kopp over on his back. Klima working in. Caleb Kopp obviously trying to stay off of his back. 30 seconds into the third period, he trails 10-3. Kopp comes in with an 11-11 mark. Klima with an outstanding 29-11 record this season. They go off the mat with 1:20 to go in the third period. And both men on their feet. 1:15 to go, third period. You wrestle 3 2-minute periods. So Caleb Kopp down 10-4 has got to get it going here pretty quickly. Neither wrestler with an advantage right now. Klima trying to shoot that right leg and get around and get a 2-point takedown if he can. And there it is, 2 more points for Seth Klima. He's out in front 12-4 as we are under 45 seconds to go in the match. On mat 2, Xavier Edwards with a 9-2 advantage with 1:50 to go in the second period. We'll get to that after the end of the match on mat 3. Down to 30 seconds, Klima out in front 12-4. And a stalemate is called with 21 seconds to go in this first round match. .21 seconds to go in the match. Klima out on top, 12-4. He's on top, Kopp on the bottom. See if Kopp can get an escape here in the final 20 seconds. Klima working, got the single leg with the right leg. Kopp trying to slide out and get a 2-point reversal if he can. He's close to doing so. Now Klima cuts him off, down to 5 seconds to go in the match. And that's going to do it. The final score, 12-4. Caleb Kopp losing his first round match at 120 pounds. Now let's go to mat number 2. And we'll show you the remainder of the match at 126 pounds. Xavier Edwards out of Lorain. He's out in front 9-4 over Seth Orcott of Amherst. 1 minute to go in the second period. Under a minute to go, second period. Xavier Edwards, outstanding record, 16-2. Orcott now with a 2-point takedown has cut the lead to 9-4. Up next for Lorain, it'll be 145 pounds, George Colvin. This is mat number 2. Sectional wrestling from Lorain High School, Division I. Nice crowd filling in here at Lorain High School. 40 seconds to go, second period. Edwards on the bottom in the blue and gray singlet. Orcott from Amherst, he's in the green and gold. And they wrestle to try to get to their feet. Xavier Edwards trying to get a 2-point reversal if he can. Neither wrestler with an advantage here. Edwards trying to come back around. Now he's got Orcott in a little bit of trouble as he almost got him on his back. Gets the 2-point takedown and he gets Orcott on his back. Xavier Edwards at the end of the second period here, 5 seconds to go in the period. Now Orcott gets the reversal on Edwards, and that's the end of the second period. So a lot of scoring at the end of the period there. Xavier Edwards with a mistake near the end of the second quarter. It almost cost him the match. He's still out in front 11-8, but Orcott almost caught him for a pinning combination. Now we're going to have a heck of a third period here with Edwards on the bottom. He trails 11-8. Now Xavier Edwards getting set. And Orcott on top. He trails 11-8. Start of the third period. Xavier Edwards, a junior at 16-2. Orcott, a senior, 12-16. And there, Edwards able to get an escape back points for Orcutt. It's 12-11. Edwards with the lead. Orcutt got 3 back points. Edwards with an escape, but now Xavier Edwards, who led earlier 9-2, all of a sudden is only up 12-11, and he looks tired 25 seconds into the third period. Boy, it is anybody's match here on mat number 2 at 126 pounds. Orcutt shooting in, needs a takedown to take the lead. Xavier Edwards cuts him off and gets him on his back. Now Orcutt in real trouble. Edwards caught him, and he's got him on his back trying to get the pin. Edwards got him locked in, and there's the pin with 1:08 to go in the match. Orcutt was so close to getting the takedown to take the lead. Xavier Edwards caught him and pinned him, but what a match we had there at 126 pounds. So Xavier Edwards with the victory. Looking ahead, our next match is we don't have anybody for Lorain at 132 pounds. At 138 pounds, George Colvin, his first round bout, he has a bye, so he automatically will be in the second round. That means our next match for Lorain will come up at 145 pounds. And we're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have that match at 145 pounds. We're going to feature Raekwon Tipton of Lorain against Josh Sinclair of Avon Lake. That's coming up next after this timeout. You're watching high school Division I sectional wrestling on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
What about my privacy?
It's protected.
And the music I listen to? Protected. What about how I wear my hair?
And the things I say and write?
The Constitution protects your rights.
It isn't an old, fading piece of paper.
It's a living document.
The Constitution says there are 3 branches of government.
So we're kind of like the 4th branch of government.
We are the future of America.
Find out how you could become part of Constitution Day.
For me.
For all.
For real.
Constitution Day is every day.
And we're back to action at 145 pounds. It's another Lorain-Avon Lake matchup. For Lorain, it is Raekwon Tipton, a junior at 10-9, against Josh Sinclair. Sinclair out of Avon Lake. He's a sophomore with a record of 1-13. We're underway at 145 pounds. They're off the mat, 10 seconds in, no score. Again, Tipton for Lorain in the blue and gray and white singlet. And for Avon Lake, they've got that familiar maroon and gold. And there is right away Tipton getting a 2-point takedown, getting Sinclair to his back. He's going to get some back points here. Tipton trying to get Sinclair over and get a pin here in the first period. 30 seconds into it, and now Tipton's got Sinclair in real trouble here. And there is the pin at the 38-second mark of the first period. And let's go to mat number 3 where we have another Lorain wrestler, Bob. So Tipton wins that with a pin. And that's wrestling. You can go from nothing going on to all 3 of your matches happening at once. Now we go to 152 pounds. It is Thomas Delgado out of Lorain, a sophomore at 7-13, against Ala Ahmad, out of North Olmsted, a freshman, 15-18. And it's a 2-point reversal for Delgado. We are tied at 2, 30 seconds into the match. Again, the Lorain wrestler, he's on top. He's in the blue and gray singlet. And the young man out of North Olmsted on the bottom, he's in the black and white. 1-point escape for Ahmad, it's 3-2. 152 pounds, shooting in is Delgado. Got that right leg, trying to get a 2-point takedown. Delgado aggressive, shooting in for the leg. Nobody getting any points yet. Delgado trying to finish this to get a 2-point takedown, and there it is. So Delgado from Lorain takes a 4-3 advantage. 1 minute, 15 seconds into the first period. But Ahmad gets a reversal right away and has Delgado on his back in trouble, and there's a pin. Boy, Ahmad got Delgado in a switch there, and Delgado got in trouble. He was aggressive, got a 4-3 lead, and just like that, Ahmad got the pin. So 2 first period pins in the last 2 matches for the Lorain Wrestlers. And as I look ahead to see what our next match will be, and let you know, well, we take a minute, take a breather here, take a minute. We want to let you know that Lorain Schools TV 20 is your multimedia outlet for all that's happening in Lorain. Visit Lorain Schools TV 20 Facebook page for information, pictures, and a link to our YouTube channel for our on-demand viewing of all TV 20 games, concerts, and events. Like us for a chance to win great prizes. With Lorain High's Club TV 20, catch the best and most extensive coverage in Northeast Ohio. You can follow us on Twitter for scoring updates. We're also on Time Warner Cable Channel 20 in Lorain. Lorain Schools TV 20, the good news about our schools. I want to remind you that the Lorain Sports Hall of Fame Steak Fry will be Sunday, March 9th from 5 to 8 p.m. That'll be over at the Amherst Eagles on Mile Avenue in Amherst. Benefits the Lorain Sports Hall of Fame. It'll cost $20 on March 9th. Let's take a timeout from the action. We'll take a break. When we come back, we're going to move up to 182 pounds, and we'll see Austin Cookta out of Lorain against Will Clay of Westlake. That match is coming up next after this timeout. You're watching high school sectional wrestling, the Division I sectional tournament from Lorain High School on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
You can't buy a best friend. You can love them, pet them, care for them, whether they want you to or not. You can take a picture, you can jump, yell, you can fly to the moon, travel the world, or just stay in bed. You can't buy a best friend like that, but you can adopt one. 'Cause we're connected.
And the last match in round 1 here for Lorain High School at 182 pounds. Austin Cookta out of Lorain, a senior at 20-3, out of Will Clay and Westlake. He's a junior at 4-8. Cookta, the Lorain wrestler in the blue and gray singlets, and the young man from Westlake in green, and immediately Cookta gets a 2-point takedown. 2-0, Lorain wrestler leading here. Final match in round 1, the opening round of the sectional tournament here from Lorain Division I. We're going to have a very busy round 2 that will follow. Minute 33 to go, first period. Cookta from Lorain at 182 pounds out in front, 2-0. He's on top. Will Clay on the bottom out of Westlake. Cookta working on Clay. Cookta on top, holding on to that right arm as he rides Clay. Clay staying on his base. Cookta now trying to get the right ankle. As you can see, Clay trying to get to his feet. They're going to go off the edge of the mat and out of bounds. They'll come back to the center circle with Cookta on top of Clay, 2-0, 59 seconds to go in period number 1. Of course, wrestling 3 2-minute periods. Clay with a right leg with the leg shot, trying to get that in there as they're close to going off the edge of the mat, and indeed they do. 45 seconds to go, first period. Cookta got close to getting Clay down there, but ran out of real estate on the mat. Going to be a penalty point going against Cookta for locking his hands. That point will give to Will Clay. It's now 2-1, so both wrestlers now on their feet. Cookta out in front, 2-1, as we approach 30 seconds to go in the first period. Cookta has the right leg as he drives Clay to the mat. There's a 2-point takedown. Nice job by Austin Cookta, the senior from Lorain High School. Out in front, 4-2, and they go off the edge of the mat. 22 seconds to go in the first period. Cookta with 10 seconds to go in the first period. Rolls, gets Clay on his back. Cookta trying to get back points here at the end of the first period. 2 seconds, 1, and that will do it for the first period. And there are 3 back points for Austin Cookta. He leads 7-2 after the first period. Cookta with a 2-point takedown, leads 9-2 as we just opened the second period of action here. Final match of round number 1 at 182 pounds. Cookta getting Clay on his back in trouble, trying to get the pinning combination here in the second period. Austin Cookta gets 3 more back points, leads 12-2, 30 seconds into the second period. Austin Cookta in complete control of Will Clay out of Westlake High School. This is the 182-pound weight class. Cookta trying to get Clay on his back, has that right ankle. He gets back on top as he rides the upper body, trying to get Clay onto his back. 1 minute into the second period. And Erie able to roll Clay through, get him onto his back, trying to get the pin. Clay's able to fight off his back though. And once again, Cookta gets it in. Now he's got him locked in, he's in good shape. Cookta, as Clay fights to stay alive, staying off his back, trying to bridge. And there it is, there's the pin for Cookta. Cookta gets a pin in the second period. So Austin Cookta will win, and that's going to end round number 1 for us here from Lorain High School. The Lorain Titans in Division I faring pretty well in round number 1. And that's going to do it for our coverage. And stay tuned, coming up next, we'll have round number 2 from Lorain High School. This is Ron Polinsky for WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
If you're like most families, you probably have video game fans in your home. But not every game is right for every kid, which is where the ESRB ratings come in. They help parents make informed decisions for their kids. And there's an easy-to-use mobile app that gives you detailed info on specific game ratings. Video game consoles have parental controls that you can set to block certain games by age rating, so they get all the fun, and you get peace of mind.
Makes a difference. Learn more at CasaFamilyDay.org.
And welcome to round number 2 of sectional wrestling from Lorain High School. Rob Polinsky here with you on WLCS, home of Lorain City Schools Television TV 20. On the camera is Bob Schlumbaker, and we're set for action in round number 2. Over on mat number 1 at 106 pounds, it's Devin Edwards out of Lorain against Michael Pedersen from Avon Lake. Edwards got here with a bye in the first round, as did Pedersen. So Devin Edwards with a record of 22-2. He is a sophomore. Michael Pedersen, a junior at 6-15. Edwards and the Lorain wrestlers there in the blue and gray singlets. He's on top. Avon Lake wrestler in the maroon and gold. This is 106 pounds, round 2. Each wrestler got here with a bye in the first round. So this is their first action of the weekend. There's an escape for Pedersen. And he trails 4-2, and immediately a 2-point takedown for Devin Edwards. Boy, is he extremely quick. Leads 6-2. He'll let Pedersen out. That makes it 6-3. So in the early going, we've had 3 takedowns for Edwards and 3 escapes for Pedersen, as Edwards, as so often happens now, the dominant wrestler, likes to get those quick takedowns. He'll immediately let him out so he can pile up more points. Another 2-point takedown for Devin Edwards. He's up 8-3. 30 seconds to go first period. Now it looks like Edwards will ride Pedersen a little bit instead of letting him up for the escape. We're down to 20 seconds to go first period. Edwards. There's the 1-point escape for Pedersen as we get under 10 seconds to go. Can Edwards get another takedown? He has got Edwards in trouble, or I should say Pedersen in trouble, and there's the end of the period, and he gets the takedown. So it'll be 10-4. Devin Edwards at 106 pounds quickly out in front. Start of the second period, Pedersen will be up top. And Edwards is able to get the takedown, and he immediately has Pedersen in trouble here at the beginning of the second period, trying to get the pin. Gets 3 back points. He's up 15-4. So Devin Edwards looking very good as he tries to advance to tomorrow's semifinals. At 106 pounds here in the Division I sectional. Rolls Pedersen through, has him on his back again, in trouble with 1:15 to go in the first period. Going to get 3 more back points. He's now up 18-4. 1:08 to go in the second period. Devin Edwards, sophomore from Lorain, 22-2, just an outstanding season. After this match, coming up for Lorain at 113 pounds, we'll get a look at Brandon Bartlome. Had another outstanding season at 24-9. We'll see him coming up next. Edwards up 20-5 as he gets a 2-point takedown with 40 seconds to go in the second period, and that will do it. That's the technical win. The major victory is he wins 20-5. So Edwards will advance with a 20-5 win over Michael Pedersen. Very impressive performance for Devin Edwards right there. Want to let you know while we await our next match. Want to ask you, are you employed by or retired from the Lorain City Schools? If the answer is yes, then pay close attention to the following. Don't get your ears pinned to the mat with low interest rates. Reverse that hold and open a CD at the Lorain Schools Employees Credit Union. Beat the competition. Choose a CD rate so that you win every time. Call or visit LSECU at 282-4600 or stop by the office at 4459 Oberlin Avenue, Suite 101. Want to remind you that coming up on March 9th, we've got the Lorain Sports Hall of Fame Steak Fry. That's going to be held at the Amherst Eagles on Miles Avenue in Amherst. Get a steak, baked potato, salad roll, beverage, and dessert. 50-50 raffle, basket raffles, all for just a $20 donation. It's for the benefit of the Lorain Sports Hall of Fame. Tell you what, we're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have action at 113 pounds. It'll be Brandon Bartlome from Lorain. But first, we'll take this time out. You're watching Sectional Wrestling, Division I Wrestling on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
I'm a big believer in the power of we. We can tackle the tough challenges we face and build community through service and volunteering. It's time for you to raise your hand. Go to serve.gov and get involved in something you believe in.
How will you raise your hand when they call your name?
Are you with me?
We weren't born to follow.
And now we get set for 113 pounds. Brandon Bartlome out of Lorain High School. Brandon Bartlome from Lorain. He is in the blue, gray, and white singlet. And he is wrestling a young man out of Lakewood. That is Muhammad Suleiman. Suleiman comes in at 17-14. Bartlome 24-9. No score, 25 seconds into the match at 113 pounds. Suleiman got here by defeating Robbie Adams out of Westlake in the first round. Brandon Bartlome had a bye. Neither wrestler with an advantage, no score, 1:20 to go first period. They're both locked in, neither one with an advantage. Bartlome, a sophomore, Suleiman, a freshman, so a couple of underclassmen. That's normally what you get at these lighter weights. Obviously, as you get older, juniors, seniors usually go up in weight class. They're close to the edge of the mat, no score, 50 seconds to go first period. Suleiman, a freshman in the black, and for Lorain in the blue and a gray singlet. Once again, it's Brandon Bartlome, a sophomore. Now they'll bring him back to the center of the mat, no score. Muhammad Suleiman being looked at by the referee. And we're set to wrestle. Both wrestlers on their feet at the edge of mat number one. I should say the center of mat number one. Bartlome, Suleiman, kind of the feeling out process here in period number one. Bartlome trying to shoot in, but Suleiman backing up. Bartlome is the aggressor. Referee brings him to the center of the mat. See if Bartlome is aggressive again with 25 seconds to go first period. No score in this one at 113 pounds. This is the second round. The winner will go to tomorrow's semifinals. 15 seconds to go. First period. Still no scores. They lock heads here at the center of the mat. Suleiman backing up. Bartlome, much the aggressor. And he shoots in, and does he get him up before he, yes, there is a 2-point takedown at the end of the first period. Bartlome gets the 2 points before the end of the period and before they went out of bounds. Well, that was great timing on the part of Brandon Bartlome to do that. And they'll start the second period. Bartlome, he has been the more aggressive wrestler throughout the entire first period. Now we start the second period. Suleiman got him around the neck. Neither wrestler able to get an advantage at this point. They come to the edge of the mat. We've wrestled 30 seconds of the second period. 2-0. Brandon Bartlome of Lorain out in front. Bartlome shooting in, got the right ankle. Bartlome close to getting the takedown, doesn't have it yet. Suleiman trying to fight through it. Bartlome now got both legs, he's in great shape, and there's the 2-point takedown. He leads 4-0. So Brandon Bartlome with patience, got that ankle, was able to fight off Suleiman and get a 2-point takedown and take a 4-0 lead. 53 seconds to go in the second period. Bartlome on top, Suleiman on the bottom at 113 pounds. .22 seconds to go in the second period. Bartlome on top of Suleiman, 4-0. And he's got him on his back, and there it is. There's the pin. Brandon Bartlome with a pin with 14 seconds to go in the second period. Gets the pin, and Bartlome will go to the semifinals. So congratulations to Brandon Bartlome of Lorain. He has advanced to tomorrow's semifinals at 113 pounds. Want to let you know that Lorain Schools TV 20 is your multimedia outlet for all that's happening in Lorain. Visit the Lorain Schools TV 20 Facebook page for information, pictures, and a link to our YouTube channel for our on-demand viewing of all TV 20 games, concerts, and events. Like us for a chance to win great prizes with Lorain High's Club TV 20. Catch the best and most extensive coverage in Northeast Ohio. You can follow us on Twitter for scoring updates. We're also on Time Warner Cable Channel 20 in Lorain. Lorain Schools TV 20, the good news about our schools. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back from this timeout, we will have a match at 126 pounds. It'll be Xavier Edwards out of Lorain against Jacob Goodman out of Westlake. That's at 126 pounds. That's coming up next. You're watching Sectional Wrestling on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
17 years ago, when I decided to become a mentor, that I was assigned to Christina. When she was in the first grade, she was a shy little girl, not able to smile much.
Elaine showed there were people out there to help me and guide me through life. When Elaine let me read her diary, I didn't even realize how important I was to her. And now that I'm mentoring, I feel that importance, and I can spread those same values to the girls I mentor.
Be someone who matters to someone who matters.
And now we move ahead to 126 pounds. It's Xavier Edwards out of Lorain against Jacob Goodman from Westlake. Goodman got here with a bye. He's a senior with 4-8. Xavier Edwards defeated Seth Orcutt out of Amherst in the first round with a pin in the third period. Edwards, a junior with a record now of 17-2. We continue in round 2 of the opening of the sectionals at Lorain. The winner will advance to tomorrow's semifinals at 126 pounds. Immediately, Xavier Edwards gets the 2-point takedown. He'll let Goodman out for the 1-point escape. He leads 4-1. 6-1 now as Edwards gets another takedown. Well, he has 3 takedowns in the first 35 seconds of this match. As now he's trying to tie Goodman up, but they're going to go over to the edge of the mat. He'll come back to the center. Edwards very aggressive here in period number 1. Xavier Edwards on top, Goodman on his back. He's got Goodman in trouble. Got the arms locked, Goodman in trouble on his back. Xavier Edwards trying to, there it is, there's another pin. Xavier Edwards with his second pin of the night. He does that one in 1 minute. So Xavier Edwards is the third Lorain wrestler to advance to tomorrow's semifinals with a pin over Jacob Goodman. That is at 126 pounds. And we move ahead to 138 pounds as George Colvin out of Lorain, the senior at 20-15 against Bryce Williams from Amherst. He's a senior at 16-4. Williams got here by defeating Matt Romsch of Westlake. Colvin had a first round bye. Colvin in the blue, gray, and white singlet, and the Amherst wrestler in the green and gold. And we are underway. Second round, 136 pounds. Our first look at senior George Colvin. Colvin trying to get around the neck of Williams. Neither wrestler with an advantage. We've wrestled 25 seconds. They're at the middle of mat number 1. Obviously, you see there, they're both on their feet. Neither one with an advantage as they are in the feeling out process here early on. Wrestling 3 2-minute periods as they lock horns 45 seconds into this match. Shooting in is Colvin, but Williams is able to deny. Colvin trying to get to the legs, but Williams very quick at moving out of the way here. These wrestlers at 138 pounds, you start to get some size and you still have the speed. You know, if they get a lot bigger, you don't have that speed. But these guys are a lot stronger than the guys just a couple weight classes smaller. And there Williams gets Colvin onto his back. Going to get a couple of points as he gets the first takedown of this match. 45 seconds to go in the first period. George Colvin trailing 2-0. And Williams able to get some, looks like going to get some back points on Colvin as Colvin rolls out of it. Nope, no points awarded there. It's still 2-0, 25 seconds to go in the first period. Williams on top. Colvin on the bottom. Williams up 2-0, 10 seconds to go in the first period. Williams trying to get locked in on Colvin. 3 seconds. And that's going to do it for the first period. 2-0 our score. Bryce Williams out in front of George Colvin. Start of the second period. Three 0 as Williams leads. He gets the escape. Williams trying to come around. There's a 2-point takedown. He leads 5-0 over George Colvin at 138 pounds. The two neighboring schools, Amherst and Lorain. Bryce Williams of Amherst, George Colvin of Lorain. 1:10 to go, second period. 5-0 Williams out in front. Williams with a record of 16-4. He'd won his first round match over a young man from Westlake. Colvin with a record of 20-15 had a bye in the first round. The winner of this goes to tomorrow's semifinals. All these wrestlers trying to advance to district tournament next weekend at Cleveland State. 1 minute to go in the second period. Williams on top of Colvin. Colvin looking for the escape to get his first point of the match. Williams on top, got him locked in. Colvin trying to work himself to his feet, but Williams is able to keep him down. Colvin now looks like he's getting to his feet. And Williams once again is able to bring him down. 30 seconds to go in the second period. Now Williams and Colvin, he gets Colvin onto his back. He's going to get some points here. And he's got the cradle locked in, and there it is, the pin. So Bryce Williams is able to pin Colvin to get to the semifinals. Colvin will lose at 138 pounds. And he will go into the consolation round. As we await our next wrestler from Lorain, it's going to be Raekwon Tipton out of Lorain. And he is going to wrestle Bryce Locklear from Olmsted Falls. Tipton won his first round match over Josh Sinclair. As we await that match, it should be coming up momentarily. While we await it, we can let you know that the Lorain Sports Hall of Fame Steak Fry, it's going to be Sunday, March 9th from 5 to 8 p.m. That's at the Amherst Eagles. They're on Milan Avenue in Amherst. Even Bob Schlembacher's got $20. He might do this. He's thumbs up. You might take me. Wow. For the benefit of the Lorain Sports Hall of Fame, for $20 you get a steak, baked potato, salad roll, beverage and dessert, a 50-50 raffle, basket raffles, and a chance to meet Bob Schlembacher from WLCS TV 20. as he will be there to support the Lorain Sports Hall of Fame. And we are going to move to mat number 2 now for our match with Raekwon Tipton out of Lorain and Bryce Locklear from Olmsted Falls. Raekwon in the blue, white, and gray singlet, getting last-minute instructions from his coach. And the Olmsted Falls, the young man, he is in the blue and gold. This is now 145 pounds. They shake hands, and this match is underway. Raekwon Tipton got here by pinning Josh Sinclair in the first round. Opening round action a little earlier tonight. Raekwon, they go off the side of the mat, no score. 20 seconds into this match. Raekwon Tipton shooting in. Trying to get Locklear. He is able to do so. There's 2 points for Locklear and a 1-point escape for Locklear. It's 2-1. So Tipton with a 2-point takedown, Locklear with a 1-point escape. We're in the center of the mat, mat number 2. Tipton out in front, 2-1. 1:10 to go in the first period. And Locklear gets Tipton on his back. Locklear at the center of mat number 2 has a 3-2 lead, and he gets 3 back points as well. Locklear trying to put a half Nelson in, leading 6-2, 50 seconds to go first period. Trying to get Tipton onto his back. Tipton on his back, trying to slide out of it. Locklear with Tipton in trouble here in the first period. 35 seconds to go in the period. We get a stoppage. 2 points will go to Locklear. He leads 8-2. As they get set to resume here at the end of the first period, 33 seconds to go. Locklear up 8-2. The second round match at 145 pounds. .20 seconds to go. Locklear on top, Tipton on the bottom. Up next at 160 pounds, we'll get an opportunity to see Aaron Huff, a freshman from Lorain. Couple more points for Locklear. He leads 10-2, 5 seconds to go in period number 1. Locklear again has Tipton in trouble. 2 seconds, 1, and that's the end of the first period. 3 back points, Bryce Locklear with a 13-2 lead over Raekwon Tipton. So we get set for the beginning of the second period, a 13-2 lead for Bryce Locklear of Olmsted Falls. He leads Raekwon Tipton of Lorain. 13-2 start of the second period. Locklear on top, Tipton on the bottom. Second round match at 145 pounds, Division I sectional wrestling from Lorain High School. Rob Polinsky here with you. Bob Schlembaker doing all the hard work, all the camera work. Thank you, Bob, for showing me where the hospitality room was in between matches.
I thought you could smell it.
You know, I say nice things about him. I thank him for taking me there. I'm even spending my Valentine's evening with Bob Schlembaker, and he throws a shot at me. Shocking. Locklear with the lead, still out in the front, 13-2. No points this period yet, as Locklear stays on top, riding Tipton. Tipton can't get out, can't get the escape. Locklear now trying to get Tipton onto his back to get back points. He does so. Tipton in trouble here halfway through the second period as Locklear goes for the pin, but Tipton's able to roll through for the moment. Locklear now gets him back on his back, and there is the pin, as Locklear will pin Tipton in the second period. So Tipton will lose that bout, and he'll go down to the consolations. And we look for the next wrestler for Lorain. It'll be 160 pounds. And it is, as we look for the next bout, Bob, maybe you can see that, but I got a gentleman blocking my view from the mat, so I can't tell you. What I can tell you, and I can ask you this, hey, sports fans, high school wrestling is back with the excitement. Lorain High Wrestling is there with always a match to watch, so turn your channel to WLCS TV 20 and watch them all. Win, lose, or draw, our kids give their best. Lorain Schools Employees Credit Union supports our schools, 4459 Oberlin Avenue in Lorain. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have action at 160 pounds. It'll be Aaron Huff of Lorain, the freshman with a record of 23-8. We'll have that match when we continue. You're watching high school wrestling on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
They've stormed beaches and freed countries. They've raised our flag and our hope. They've been called leathernecks. They've been called devil dogs. But above all, they're called Marines.
And welcome back at 160 pounds. Aaron Huff of Lorain, a freshman with a record of 23-8, going up against junior Adam Wookie of St. Ed's at 13-14. Huff got here with a first-round bye. Wookie won his first-round match over Tommy Wendling. And we're underway on mat number one. The St. Ed's wrestler in the green and gold singlet. And for Lorain, Huff is in the blue, gray, and white. 10 seconds into the match, no score. Wookie shoots in, goes for a double leg. Unable to get it. As countering that move is Aaron Huff of Lorain. They go to the edge of the mat. They're able to go off the mat, no score. They'll come back to the center. Wookie in the green and gold. Huff is in the blue, gray, and white. Lorain Titans, St. Ed's. First matchup we've had of these two schools here tonight. This is the Division I sectional from Lorain, round number 2. Rob Polinsky here with you all night long with Bob Schlembaker. Who else would I rather spend Valentine's with than Bob Schlembaker? Probably almost everybody on the planet. Huff gets Wookie and then Wookie is able to get the 2-point reversal. So Wookie right now is on top. On his back is Aaron Huff on bottom. We are tied at 2. 45 seconds to go in the first period. So a good close first period so far in this match. Huff on bottom. Wookie in control on top. We're tied at 2. Under 30 seconds to go first period. Wookie's able to get that right foot in between the legs of the base of Huff. Trying to get a Huff to his back. Huff fighting it, obviously. 15 seconds to go first period. Still no points being awarded. We're tied at 2. As Wookie trying to get to 500 with the win. Aaron Huff looking for his 24th win of the season. And that is going to do it for period number 1. We end the first period tied at 2. This is 160 pounds. Aaron Huff got here with a first-round bye. Adam Wookie defeated Tommy Wendling of North Ridgeville in the first round to get here. Wookie now on top to begin the second period. Huff on the bottom, tied at 2. Wookie up high. Huff trying to get to his feet for 1-point escape, and we're going to have a stoppage in action, bring him back to the center. Minute 51 to go in the second period. And the referee instructing Adam Wookie what he wants on this restart. I try to do that with Bob Schlembaker. Good luck. Hopefully the referee has better luck instructing what these young men do than I did with Bob. Mat number 1, just teasing. Bob is, boy, he is just the best in the business. Ask him. Huff trying to get control. No points being awarded. 30 seconds into the second period. Wookie and Huff with a really good match here in round number 2. Each wrestler with 2 points in the first period. That's been it. Wookie up high. He's got those legs wrapped around Huff. Huff unable to break free. 1:10 to go in the second period. .55 seconds to go second period. Neither wrestler able to get an advantage over the other as they both work on mat number 1. Wookie on top, Huff on the bottom. Huff just a freshman, Wookie a junior. And we're going to get a call. We're going to bring him back to the center of the mat. And they'll bring him back to the center of the mat, and Wookie will be on top with Aaron Huff on the bottom. They get the instructions from the referee, and he tells them to wrestle. 40 seconds to go, second period. No points being awarded yet, as Wookie and Huff are going to get a 2-point takedown for Wookie. So he's up 4-2. On top, he takes a 4-2 lead over Aaron Huff, the freshman out of Lorain High School. 15 seconds to go, second period. And that is going to do it for the second period. A 4-2 lead for Adam Wookie of Lakewood St. Ed's over Aaron Huff of Lorain. We'll start the third period. Both the wrestlers will be up. Start of the third period. Both wrestlers in the up position. See if Aaron Huff can get a third period comeback here, down 4-2. He needs a takedown on Adam Wookie to tie it. And Wookie aggressive, shoots in on the leg. No points awarded yet. Has the right leg of Aaron Huff. Huff got the right ankle of Wookie. If Huff can come around, he might be able to get control. But Wookie on top, he's got Huff in some trouble here. No points yet, just about ready to award points. Not yet. Minute 15 to go in the third period. And now 2 points for Adam Wookie. He goes up 6-2. So Wookie out in front as he continues to work on Aaron Huff, and now they're going to stop the match and bring him back to the center. Aaron Huff now down 6-2 on mat number 1. 1:04 to go in the third period. Wookie trying to put Huff on his back. 6-2, under a minute to go, and we got a timeout here. 2 points are going to be awarded to Adam Wookie. He's up 8-2. 50 seconds to go in the match. So we were tied at 2 in the second period, but since then Adam Wookey has been in control, and Aaron Huff, he hasn't been able to get any points. Up next for Lorain, it's going to be Austin Cookta at 182 pounds. He's going to wrestle Cameron King of Elyria. So we'll have a Lorain-Elyria matchup in our next match coming up here in round number 2. The lighter weights for Lorain in round 2 went well. Since then, the wrestling for Lorain in round 2 has gone to the opponents. 1 point being awarded now, making it 8-3 to Aaron Huff. So Aaron Huff now trails 8-3 with 20 seconds to go in the match. Wookey on top. Huff trying to work his way out of it. He's only got 10 seconds now, down 5. He would need to get out of this and get some back points in a hurry. As the match winds down, and he's not going to do it. That's going to be it. Adam Wookey will advance to the semifinals. Wookey from St. Ed's goes to 14-14 on the year as he defeats Aaron Huff by a score of 8-3. So Huff will go down to the consolation bracket. And we move ahead. We're going to move ahead to 195 pounds. It's Adam Cookta of Lorain, the senior 25-5 against Grange Alves of Lakewood. Alves at 21-15. Each wrestler had a first round bye, so this is their first action of the evening. Over on mat number 3. Alves out of Lakewood in the black and gold singlet, and Cookta from Lorain in the blue, gray, and white. Second round at 195 pounds. Cookta shooting in, getting both legs, and he gets a 2-point takedown right away here at 195 pounds. Adam Cookta, the senior, out in front 2-0. Cookta trying to get Alves on his back, as now he's going for the leg, and is able to roll him over, but they're out of bounds. They'll bring him back to the center of the mat. 1 minute, 21 seconds, first period. Adam Cookta out in front of George Alves, 2-0. Cookta on top, Grange Alves on the bottom. And now they go out of bounds. Cookta riding him on top, trying to get him over onto his back. There he is. He's got Alves in trouble, trying to get him locked in for a pinning combination. Unable to do so, and now Cookta's going to let him up for a 1-point escape. So both wrestlers on their feet, 2-1. Cookta wasn't able to get back points as he was close, but unable to do so. And both wrestlers will come to the center of the mat. 33 seconds to go, first period. 2-1, Cookta with the lead. Cookta, the wrestler from Lorain. Out in front, mat number 3. Cookta shooting in, trying to get the left leg. He goes in, Alves retreating. Got that right leg, also got the cradle in, and now he's got Alves in trouble as he gets him onto his back, trying to get back points, and he looks to have Alves in the pinning combination here with 12 seconds to go in the first period. Alves trying to hang on, Cookta trying to get the pin at the end of the first period, but Alves is able to roll out of it. But 3 back points for Cookta gives him a commanding 7-1 lead at the end of the first period. And that's the end of the first period with Cookta out in front 7-1. Coming up momentarily, we are going to have at 182 pounds, Austin Cookta. He's going to wrestle Cameron King out of Elyria. So Adam Cookta's brother will be wrestling here momentarily. And we'll bring that one to you as well. Good thing that Bob Schlumbaker is on top of all this action, knowing exactly where we're supposed to be and when we're supposed to be there. It's amazing how he does it. Cookta trying to get away, trying to get the escape. They go off the mat and out of bounds. They'll come back to the center of the mat. 1:50 to go in the second period. It is Adam Cookta out in front of Grange Alvis of Lakewood 7-1. And there's the 1-point escape for Cookta, makes it 8-1. Second period. Minute and a half to go. Cookta shooting in. Got the right leg of Alvis. Got him in trouble. Got that leg up high, trying to get a 2-point takedown as he gets him down. He does, but unable to get control. Referee still, now he gives 2 points to Cookta, 10-1. Stay here with Cookta out in front, 13-1. As his brother starts his match on mat number 1, we'll get to that momentarily. Right now, it is Adam Cookta out in front of Grange Alvis, 13-2. On mat number 1, Austin Cookta wrestling Cameron King of Elyria. We'll get to that in a minute. But 13-3, Cookta close to getting a major decision here over Grange Alvis. As he gets Alvis to his back, there's 2 points, makes it 15-3. If he can get him on his back, he get a major decision here. He needs 3 more points to end it. And there's Cookta trying to get Alvis rolled over to his back. .29 seconds to go in the second period. And they got a potentially dangerous situation. 1 point makes it 15-4 with 24 seconds to go in the second period. Tell you what we'll do, Bob, is as soon as this period is over, we'll switch over to match number 1, and then we'll keep an eye and get them a final score on this Cookta match. 20 seconds to go, second period. Adam Cookta out in front of Grange Alvis, 15-4, takes him, throws him down. 13 seconds to go. Doesn't look like there are going to be any more points awarded here at the end of the period. So let's go ahead, Bob, and go over to mat number 1. And here now we're getting our first look at Austin Cookta at 182 pounds over Cameron King of Elyria. Cookta and King in the first period. It is 4-0, and is Cookta with the lead over Cameron King. Cookta now with King on his back in trouble. Austin Cookta at 182 pounds over Cameron King. Looking for the pin with 13 seconds to go in the period. Austin Cookta got Cameron King on his back, trying to get the pin here at the end of the period. 5 seconds. I don't know if he's not going to get it at the end of the period here, but he's off to a 7-0 lead. It is Austin Cookta over Cameron King, 7-0. And back on mat number 3, his brother out in front, 15-4. 30 seconds into the third period. As now we switch back and go to Adam Cookta and George Alvis on mat 3. You just see right there. Minute 16 to go in that one, and there's the pin as Cookta gets the win. So it is Adam Cookta advancing to the semifinals. Let's go to mat number 1. Cookta gets the win. And now we'll go back to his brother's match. Looks like the Cookta brothers both are having a good night. Austin Cookta up 7-0 over Cameron King at 182 pounds. Austin at 21-3, got here by defeating Will Clay in a pin. Cameron King, a freshman out of Elyria, at 13-11, had a first-round bye. 9-0 now, Austin Cookta with the lead. Austin Cookta on top, Cameron King on the bottom. King rolling through, but Austin Cookta's there to throw him right back down. Up 9-0, 1 minute to go in the second period. Cookta's going to get a couple more back points. He now leads 11-0 as we're under a minute to go in the second period. Cookta and King, our first Lorain-Elyria matchup here tonight. And now King back on his back. Cookta trying to get the pinning combination. He's got Cameron King in trouble. He has dominated this match. 33 seconds to go, second period. 11-0 right now. Cookta from Lorain with the lead. King trying to slide out of it. Cookta right there answering every move. Some more back points and he leads 14-0. Austin Cookta, a point away from a major decision over Cameron King of Elyria. 12 seconds to go, second period. Cookta again trying to get King onto his back, unable to do so. 5 seconds to go in the period. And that's the end of the second period with Austin Cookta up 14-0. King on top. Cookta gets an escape, it would be over. Cookta looks, yep, there's the 2-point reversal. And that should be the matchup, 16-0, I would think. And that is the match, as Austin Cookta is going to win it 17-0 over Cameron King. Cookta advances to tomorrow's semifinals. We have 2 more wrestlers for Lorain tonight. In the second round, it'll be Andre Torres at 220 pounds against Todd Hastings of Amherst. And then the final match of the night, Sadi Santana of Lorain against Jordan Lee of Olmsted Falls. Those matches will be coming up. But first, we want to remind you, Lorain Schools TV 20 is your multimedia outlet for all that's happening in Lorain. Visit the Lorain Schools TV 20 Facebook page for information, pictures, and a link to our YouTube channel for on-demand viewing for all TV 20 games, concerts, and events. Like us for a chance to win great prizes with Lorain High's Club TV 20. Catch the best and most extensive coverage in Northeast Ohio. You can follow us on Twitter for scoring updates. We're also on Time Warner Cable Channel 20 in Lorain. Lorain Schools TV 20, it's the good news about our schools. Are you employed by or retired from the Lorain City Schools? If the answer to that is yes, then pay close attention to the following. Hey, wrestling fans, low interest rates got you pinned to the mat? Reverse that hold and counter the competition with a CD from the Lorain Schools Employees Credit Union. Escape with a higher APY and pin down the CD of your choice. Call LSECU at 282-4600. We will make you a winner. And finally, we want to remind you that once again on March 9th, an opportunity to meet Bob Schlembaker from WLCS TV 20. He'll be one of the guests of honor at the Lorain Sports Hall of Fame Steak Fry. It's at the Amherst Eagles and Milet Avenue in Lorain. Steak, baked potato, salad, roll, beverage, and dessert. All that for $20. It'll benefit the Lorain Sports Hall of Fame. We're also going to have a 50-50 raffle and a basket raffles throughout the evening. We're going to take this time out. When we come back, more wrestling as we are in the second round of the Lorain Division I sectional from Lorain High School. We'll have more wrestling action coming up next on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
Plant inspiration. Provide youth with the creative tools and skills to cultivate it. and you'll be amazed at what can grow. Adobe Youth Voices and the Peapod Foundation. Learn more at plantandinspire.org.
And now we move up to 220 pounds. It'll be Andre Torres out of Lorain at 10-8 against Todd Hastings out of Amherst. He's at 14-10 for each one of these wrestlers at 220 pounds. Their first action of the night. They each had first-round buys to get here. We are down to our final two matches of the night. After this one, it'll be Sadi Santana at 19-10 from Lorain. He'll have his hands full against senior Jordan Lee of Olmsted Falls with a record of 35-4. Lorain right now has 5 wrestlers in tomorrow's semifinals. 5 have advanced to the semis. Torres will try to become the 6th Titan into tomorrow's semis. You get tied up here, beginning of the match. Neither wrestler being awarded anything yet. 20 seconds into it. Both on their feet. The Amherst wrestler in the green and gold singlet. For Lorain, Torres is in the blue, gray, and white. Andre Torres is a sophomore, as is Todd Hastings of Amherst. Neither wrestler with an advantage yet. They're both on their feet. Early on, 50 seconds into it, no score. Torres with his arm around the back of the neck of Hastings. Neither wrestler has really gone for a leg shot yet, trying to get that takedown. Both trying to wear on each other. 50 seconds to go in the first period. .30 seconds to go in the first period, no score. Not a lot of action here early on. Now Hastings tries to shoot in. Torres able to back out of it. If Torres can move around, he could maybe get a takedown here at the end of the period. 10 seconds to go in the first period. Torres, can he get around to get the points? Unable to do so. Both wrestlers on their feet, and that's the end of the first period, no score. I thought Torres might be able to get around and get some points there, unable to do so against Hastings. Hastings will go into down position. Torres will be on top, no score, beginning of second period. Torres on top, Hastings on the bottom. 220 pounders, a minute 45 to go, second period. No score in this match. The winner goes to the semifinals tomorrow. And they'll wrestle, they would be in the semis tomorrow. And there's a 1-point escape. The escape awarded to Hastings of Amherst, so he takes a 1-0 lead. Hastings with the first point of the match leads 1-0. The two sophomores at 220 pounds as we approach the halfway mark of the second period. 1:05 to go second period, still 1-0 Hastings. Both wrestlers on their feet on mat number 1. This one has not had a lot of action so far. Torres looking in, looking for somewhere to move in on Hastings, and there he tries to shoot the leg, but Hastings backs out of it. Boy, Torres tried to shoot that right leg. I thought he was going to get it, but Hastings backed out of it. 33 seconds to go in the second period. Hastings with a 1-0 lead. .15 seconds to go in the period. Both wrestlers still on their feet. Torres trying to get Hastings taken down here at the end of the second period. He's able to do it. There he goes, the 2-point reversal, or takedown, I should say. 2-1 Torres. 3 seconds. Can he hang on? No, he can't. It's an escape at the end of the period for Hastings, and we're tied at 2. We are tied at 2. End of the second period. And we start the final 2 minutes. That was exciting at the end there as Torres got the takedown, but Hastings with an escape in the final 3 seconds. So we're tied at 2 here as we begin the third period. Hastings on top, Torres on the bottom. Torres needs an escape to get a 1-point lead. Hastings trying to get Torres onto his back so he can get some points. We're tied at 2 at the beginning of the third period, at 20 seconds into it. Again, Hastings on top. Torres on the bottom trying to get to his feet. Hastings looks like he's trying to work in a half Nelson. Grabbing the left elbow, still on Torres. Torres able to slide through and gets the 1-point escape, leads it 3-2. So Andre Torres goes up 3-2 with 1:10 to go in the match. The winner goes to the semifinals tomorrow at 220 pounds. Torres shooting in, getting the right leg. Unable to get the points yet, but here should be 2 points. There they go. Torres gets a 2-point takedown and leads 5-2 with 50 seconds to go in the match. So Torres able to control this third period so far and take a 5-2 lead. This one did not have a lot of action early on, but they have picked it up here of late. They go over to the side of the mat. They're off the mat with 38 seconds to go, and Torres with a 5-2 lead. Andre Torres will be on top. Hastings will be on the bottom. Hastings needs an escape and then a reversal to get this tied up. Torres with a 3-point lead and 38 seconds to go, trying to hang on. Torres grabbing the right ankle. Brings Hastings back down, 30 seconds to go. Torres looking to become the 6th Titan into the semifinals tomorrow with a win here. Hastings trying to get to his feet, 20 seconds to go. Hastings is running out of time. Torres trying to get Hastings over, 12 seconds to go. Neither wrestler doing a whole lot. Hastings trying to get a reversal. He does, so gets the 2-point reversal, but that is going to be it. And Andre Torres gets to the semis with a 5-4 win, a hard-fought win over Todd Hastings of Amherst. So Andre Torres goes to 11-8 on the season. He's the 6th Titan into the semis tomorrow. After this final match for Lorain, before we sign off, when we do our close, we'll let you know the wrestlers from Lorain that have advanced to the semis. Right now it's Sadi Santana. Sadi Santana against Jordan Lee. Santana 19-10, a sophomore. Jordan Lee 35-4 and a senior. Each wrestler had a bye in the first round. These are the heavyweights. Jordan Lee in the blue and gold singlet, and for Santana, he is in the blue, gray, and white. They're both on their feet, center of the mat. Locking up, no score. Minute 20 to go, first period. Neither wrestler going for a takedown yet. We've wrestled 1 minute of the first period, no score. Santana and Lee both locked in on the upper bodies. Santana moving forward, Lee going back. They go off the edge of the mat. They'll come back to the middle of the mat. Stops the action with 48 seconds to go in the first period. Santana in the middle of the circle with Jordan Lee. Neither wrestler very aggressive here in this first period. 20 seconds to go in a scoreless first period. Santana and Lee are locked up. Now Santana going for the takedown. Trying to get Lee with a takedown. Lee goes off the side of the mat. They'll bring him back to the center. And the Lorain coaching staff's now coming out here wanting an explanation. I'm sorry, that's the Olmsted Falls coaches looking for an explanation. As 1 point has been awarded to Santana with 14 seconds to go in the first period. So Santana gets the first point of the match, up 1-0. They lock in at the center of the mat. 5 seconds to go first period. And that's going to do it for the first period. Santana up 1-0. He got the point awarded to him at the close to the end of that first period. Start the second period. Santana up 1-0. Santana and Lee, both wrestlers on their feet with 1:40 to go in this second period. Santana trying to shoot in, and no points awarded yet. Santana trying to get Lee down. Lee trying to get to the edge of the mat. Santana's got to try to bring him back off the edge of that mat. And there they go off the edge of the mat. No points being awarded, 1-0 with 1:21 to go in the second period. Santana locked in with Lee. 1-0, 1:05 to go, second period. Jordan Lee and Sadi Santana. .35 seconds to go, second period. Still both wrestlers on their feet. Santana has been close to taking down Lee a couple of times, but unable to do so before they go off the edge of the mat. Lee, in my opinion, really hasn't been close to getting Santana down yet. And Lee comes in with a 35-4 record. 15 seconds to go, second period. .5 seconds to go in the second period as they both still work in the middle of the mat. And that's going to do it at the end of the second period with Sadi Santana out in front, 1-0 over Jordan Lee. Santana trying to become the 7th wrestler for Lorain to get to the semis. And Santana's going to let Lee up. That gives Lee a 1-point escape. Both wrestlers will wrestle on their feet. So it's tied at 1-1. As Santana gives Lee the escape, it's 1-1. Lorain wrestlers feeling Santana better on his feet with an opportunity to take Lee down. So we're tied at 1 at the beginning of the third period. The winner goes to the semifinals at 285 pounds tomorrow. And after this match, we'll take a break and then we'll come back and we'll recap the day and let you know the wrestlers from Lorain that'll be wrestling in the semis. They stopped the action with 1:29 to go. Santana in the middle of the mat with Lee. They're both on their feet, locked up. 1:15 to go in the match. We're tied at 1. Neither wrestler has been able to take the other one down. but you feel like whoever gets the next point is in great shape. Lee shot in, but Santana got out of it. 1 minute to go in this match. We're tied at 1. Santana, both wrestlers in a stalemate here. Santana pushing forward, Lee backing out. 42 seconds to wrestle. Again, we're tied at 1. 285 pounds. Santana, a sophomore. Lee, a senior. Santana trying to lock in and get Lee over. 25 seconds to go. Tied at 1. Lee now trying to shoot in. Santana backs out. 20 seconds to go in the third period. We could be looking at our first overtime match of the day. 10 seconds. Tied at 1. Santana and Lee as they get towards the edge of the center circle, and Lee doesn't get the takedown as they are out of bounds with 2 seconds to go. Santana goes hard off the side of the edge of the mat. Santana gets to his feet. So he was thrown out of bounds, and they're going to give him a timeout here to look at Santana with 2 seconds. Lee tossed him, but he was out of bounds, and in doing so, no points were awarded. Homestead Falls coaches are arguing, but to no avail. And Santana, we're tied at 1. He's getting looked at by the trainers and his coaches. Santana taking a little bit of time here. 2 seconds to go in regulation. We're tied at 1. We could be looking at an overtime period. Now they're going to come to the edge of the mat. And that is the end of the third period as Santana and Lee are tied at 1. So we're going to go to an extra session, 1 minute. Still tied at 1. Neither wrestler with an advantage. Lee trying to shoot in. Santana backs out of it. 45 seconds to go in overtime. We're tied at 1. Santana locking in on Lee. Santana moving forward, Lee backwards. 30 seconds to go in overtime. Santana underneath the right arm. Lee goes backwards, Santana forwards. And now we're going to go off the edge of the mat with 18 seconds to go in overtime. Tied at 1. Santana. 10 seconds to go in overtime, tied at 1. And they end the first period of overtime still tied at 1. So Lee is going to win the toss, take the down position. He needs an escape to win the match. Santana will have to try to get Lee onto his back. We are tied at 1 in this second overtime session. It's a 30-second overtime. Santana's got to ride him out. Lee trying to get up and escape. Lee onto his feet. He gets the 1-point escape, leads 2-1. Now Santana needs a takedown. And Lee's able to get the takedown. Lee's going to win this match. Lee gets a takedown with 10 seconds. He caught Santana when Santana had to get a takedown to try to win it. And there's going to be a pin by Jordan Lee in the second overtime session. So Lee from Homestead Falls will win. Santana loses a tough, hard-fought decision in overtime. So that concludes our action here in round number 2 of action of the sectional. As you see, both the wrestlers shake hands. Jordan Lee gets the win. That was a great match. And that's going to conclude tonight's action of Division I sectionals at Lorain. We're going to take this time out. When we come back, we'll recap the Lorain wrestlers, let you know who is advanced to the semifinals. We'll get you that, and we'll get you set for the action on Saturday. After this timeout, you're watching high school wrestling on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television. Day 1 is over from the Division I sectional at Lorain, the sectional wrestling here at Lorain High School, and a good day for the Lorain Titans. 6 Lorain Titan wrestlers have advanced to the semifinals. That'll be on Saturday, and then hopefully a lot of them will be wrestling in the finals on Saturday evening, as again wrestlers looking to advance their first step to the state tournament trail down in Columbus in a couple of weeks. You've got this weekend at Lorain for the sectional, next week the districts at Cleveland State, and then the top wrestlers from there go down to Columbus in a couple of weeks to wrestle in the 2014 state championships. For the Lorain Titans wrestling in the semifinals on Saturday, at 106 pounds, it will be Devin Edwards. He won 20-5 over Pedersen from Avon Lake in round number 2. Brandon Bartleby at 113 pounds got there via a pin. It was Xavier Edwards at 126 pounds. He had 2 pins today. He's in the semifinals on Saturday. Austin Cookta at 182 pounds has advanced to the semifinals. He did so with a decisive win over Cameron King of Elyria, 17-0. It was Adam Cookta with a pin at 195 pounds getting to the semifinals tomorrow, and then the final Lorain Titan making the semifinals. Austin Torres at 220 pounds. He had an exciting win, 5-4 over a young man, Hastings out of Amherst. Torres won it 5-4 at 220 pounds. So 6 Lorain wrestlers are going to be in the semifinals, and like we said, hopefully a lot of those will be wrestling for sectional championships on Saturday night.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV 20 WLCS.
To purchase a high-quality copy of the program you just viewed, please call Lorain City Schools Television at 282-8400.